Hey guys, I'm Sarah and I'm just doing another one of my videos where I attempt to make dinner over the whole course of a week for $2 per serving. Now there's 5 of us in our family, so of course each dinner that I make will be targeted at about 5 people. I'll explain as I go the tweaks you can make to each dinner to either make them a bit cheaper or a bit more expensive depending on what you want to do. Now I'll just give a quick shout out to a video that I did not so long ago, just a few weeks ago. Me and my daughter side by side making the same recipe, but she was making the original and I was doing a cheap version. It was a chicken and rice dish, and that's a really good example of how you can get, you know, a formerly slightly more expensive dinner, make it cheaper and have very similar results. I'll just brush over the recipes in this video, but I will put links down below in the description. You may have to hit the more button in the little grey box. I will put links to each of those recipes. So all the recipes, and generally all my video recipes, I do write out the recipe in full in the description under the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to make this week is a sausage ragu. Now this is a very adaptable, like most recipes I do, it is very adaptable. It can either be expensive or cheap. It is predominantly pasta based. I just use the Market Club pasta from the warehouse. It's $1.50 for a packet at the moment. The sausages you use, I'm just using the cheap Heller's pre-cooked sausages, hence they're reasonably cheap. You can make this using like really good quality pork sausages. That is so yummy. That's my favorite way of doing this. However, we're going for cheap this week. Now also there's things you can cut out. I include half a capsicum in this recipe. You don't have to do that. You can either buy it fresh, frozen, depending on the time of year. I will include some leafy greens in there, but they're not necessary. I'm not going to include them in my pricing because they came from my garden. With the chili, I mean, that's optional. I have in the past. I'm actually experimenting today because I'm growing my own chilies, yay! So this is a bit of an experiment with me using fresh chilies in this. I haven't tried it before, but we do grow our own. For the sake of pricing, I will include about half a teaspoon of chili powder because that's what I would normally put in it. The milk, I use powdered milk, so that reduces the cost of that as well. Slow cooker in the background, I've got some yogurt on the go. I'm not using that for tonight's dinner. However, you'll see that come into play later in the week. Also cheese, that's a very optional extra. I like to put a sprinkle of cheese on top. That's not necessary at all, that's more of a luxury. That would probably take it out of the $2 per serving range. So as I say, there's things you can add, things you can do. Okay, so today I actually wasn't going to do tomato soup in this video, but that's the only one on my list that I've actually got the ingredients for. I had totally other plans, but that's okay because number one, it incorporates some of the yogurt that I made yesterday. That's actually just sitting there draining away now. And also I can use it. I can use part of the leftovers for tomorrow night's dinner. So this kind of has a nice flow-on effect. So tomato soup, obviously it's super cheap. I incorporate whatever veggies I've kind of got left over in it. Obviously tomatoes are the main thing, bit of garlic, carrots are essential. Trust me, you'll never look back once you start putting carrots in your tomato soup. They just add, they kind of take away the acidicness of the tomatoes. They add a bit of a sweet element to it. They are really nice. Not a great deal of protein in this one in the form of meat, but there is yogurt. I'm making a loaf of bread at the moment, which is going to be donkey toast. Of course you can put all sorts of grains and stuff in that, but also you could serve it with cheese on toast if you wanted to. That would add a little bit more to the cost, but you know, that's your prerogative. So, you know, there are ways of getting protein into even really cheap dinners. This tomato soup, I do make it quite often because also I always make a little bit more than what I'll need because it can also be used as a sauce. Like you can put it on the base of a pizza, you can use it as the tomato sauce in like a scrolli or something. You can mix it up with some pasta. anything that's got a tomatoey base. So if I've got any of this left over, I just save it in a tub, put it in the freezer or something, and I can use it later on because it's got so much veggie packed into it. It can make traditionally unhealthy things actually be quite good for you. For tonight's dinner, I'm going to make pan pizzas. Now this is a super cheap way of making pizzas. As with all of them, you can make it a bit more expensive. I am cheating a little bit tonight with our dinner. I'm using proper sausages in it. You can use sausages, you can use meatballs, but again, you can just use like those Hella's pre-cooked sausages that I used the other day. Nothing wrong with that. I've made it with those sausages plenty of times and they are a good cheap option. So if you are sticking within the $2 budget, that's what you need to do. So with the base, I'm just mixing up 2 ingredient dough using some of the Greek yogurt that I made the other day along with self-raising flour. Super easy. Cooking them in the pan. I am using some of the leftover tomato soup from last night's dinner as the base, so I don't need to worry about the base. If you don't have leftover saucy stuff, just a can of chopped tomatoes. Just the kind of chopped diced tomatoes you get in a can. They're beautiful for a base. Mix up a bit of garlic and salt in with them if you want to, but you know, it's super yummy just as is. You can press all the ingredients into the base, it makes it really yummy. And also some mixed herbs. You can use fresh herbs, you can use dried herbs, whatever. For the price of this, I'll allow for buying a packet of dried herbs. And any sort of leafy greens you've got in the veggie patch. You don't need a lot, it's really basic ingredients, super simple, and of course with having yogurt in the base, there's a bit of extra protein and calcium actually in the base of the pizza, which is always a bonus. Cheese, I will leave that up to your discretion. If you're being stingy, try and put a bit less cheese on top. If not, make it cheesy and yummy, you know, make it to your taste. But this can definitely be done for $2 per person. But the great thing about this is it's super quick as well. It's a dinner that can be done in half an hour, if not 20 minutes. Real easy. Okay, I'm a bit late getting started today. If you happen to see any clips of the floor, ignore it. I haven't unpacked the shopping yet. I've just been doing our grocery shop. However, I am going to make some French onion soup. I normally allow a bit more time for making this because this is just, seriously, before I tried making this recipe, whenever I thought about French onion soup, I thought about those dried packets you get and it's super duper watery with a few bits of onion floating around in it. This is amazing. It is amazeballs, I tell you. It is nothing like that. It is so yummy and satisfying and happy making somehow. Yeah, obviously I make my own bread to make the cheesy croutes that go on top. I don't make my own beef stock. If I did, it might be cheaper still, but I do use OXO cubes, which is cheaper than buying the proper beef stock. Obviously when onions are in season, it's going to be cheaper to make than if they're not. Now the other thing, of course, in French onion soup is the wine. It calls for half a cup of wine. I tend to put a whole cup in. That's personal preference. Save money and put half a cup in. It is still perfectly good. Also, I make my own wine. So, but I actually make different types of fruit wines. I experiment with it. I've got a video up on how to make Feijoa wine, which I'll link down below as well for anyone interested. But this stuff, I made some elderberry wine last year. And I'll be honest, it's disgusting. I don't like it. However, in the French onion soup, elderberry wine is amazing. But yeah, I think the first few times I made it, I just bought like a really cheap, you know, home brand clean skin, something like that. Anything like that is perfectly nice in it. so this is one I'm just prepping in advance because I'm going to be out for a good chunk of the afternoon. However, I'm just getting the dough ready. I'm making some Subway style bread rolls with chicken drumsticks. I picked up a bulk pack of chicken drumsticks. Well, within the $2 budget, we will only use one of these chicken drumsticks each. If you, of course, I figured out, rough calculation, it's about $6 a kilo at the moment. It's about $1 per drumstick. So if you want to keep it within the $2 each budget, definitely doable if you're just having one drumstick. If you don't mind going to $3 each, go all out and have two. But these bread rolls are actually quite filling, quite substantial. Now also, I mean, they're super yummy as well, not to mention they're actually still really good the next day. You can put any excess in the freezer, have them later on for lunches. They keep really, really well. The fillings, that required a bit of calculating as well. How do you calculate how much enough lettuce to go in a bread rollers? So I did a little bit of estimating there, of course. I figured out we'd probably use about $3 worth of salady stuff altogether. That's if we were to buy it from my local pack and save prices. Heading more into winter, coleslaw will start becoming cheaper than salady stuff. So I did work that out to see if coleslaw would be cheaper. At this particular time of year, no, not quite. It'll still be a really, really cheap dinner with coleslaw in it, but yeah, at the moment, still lettuce, tomato, a little bit of cheese. Don't go overboard with the cheese. It is a real kid pleaser. Just put whatever you've got on the table in the middle, along with the bread rolls and a chicken drumstick each. And the kids have a bit of fun with it. They can just assemble their own thing, you know, get all the meat off the chicken, put that inside their bread roll, make it all up, and it looks the part. It's a bit of fun, and it is a really cheap dinner. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to make is dal, an Indian dal. It's a vegetarian Indian dish. It's got lentils and stuff in it for protein. It's really super duper yummy. The flavours in this are amazing. I usually top it off with a dollop of Greek yogurt, maybe some sesame seeds or something if you've got them on hand. But it's versatile. You can put into it whatever you've got on hand. You know, some chopped up capsicum, some grated carrot is normally my go-to. Chickpeas are also quite nice to add into this to give it a bit of volume. Broccoli is also a really nice thing to add to this. I just normally chop up some leafy greens and chuck those in with the mix as well. But also because it's a rice-based dish, you know, you add heaps of rice to it and it bulks it out. It can feed the masses and it is super duper yummy. It is a real crowd pleaser. And make it as spicy or as non-spicy as you want. The other good thing about this recipe is that because there's no sort of meat to cook from scratch or anything unless you use peas or something from the freezer, it's all stuff from cans or fresh, and so it takes very little time. Usually I start by putting the rice on to cook, and by the time the rice is ready, the whole dinner is just about ready. It's about 20 minutes from go to woe, so that is awesome. Okay, so for this last recipe, I'm going to make something that I actually did really recently on a video, and that was Locro de papa, which is like a South American potato. It's kind of like a soup. Basic cheap ingredients, but the flavors in it are amazing. It is so, so nice. Because it has chunks of potato in it, you can absolutely have donkey toast with it if you want to, but I don't think it's really needed. I'm making a couple of substitutions, not so much because of cost, but because I just don't have them on hand, but it will make it cheaper. The original recipe, I used 100 grams of frozen peas going towards the end and a can of corn. I don't actually have either of those things, but I have got a bag of mixed veggies with peas, corn and carrots, so I'm just going to chuck that in instead of the peas and the corn separately. So it's going to have a few carrots in the mix as well. Be fine. Plus that will actually be a whole heap cheaper doing that. Yeah, potatoes, you don't have to leave the skins on. If you do peel the skins off, I highly recommend rubbing a bit of oil and salt on them and putting them under the grill and making chippies out of them, because I don't like to waste stuff. But I just leave the skins on because I'm pretty big on getting nutrition. And with the chicken stock, I'm not using proper chicken stock. As I've said before, it may be cheaper depending if you've had some chicken and you've used the bones and made your own stock. Good on you, that's good stuff. But yeah, you don't have to buy the cartons of the fancy chicken stock. Oxo cubes will do the trick if you are on a budget. Now, also in the way of adding protein to this, Lynn, hi Lynn, she gave me a great tip. She actually mentioned that she'd made this recipe, but she'd actually got some shredded chicken to use, and she put shredded chicken in there. So obviously that would add to the cost, but that is a really good option if you want to get some meat in there. So there we go guys, I hope that was of help to somebody. Hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you next week. Bye.